Hey, you remember Hurricane Katrina? Remember how we always thought we were coming right back that weekend and that we would see our friends at school because we bought all those uniforms for school and we thought that we were coming right back. We thought life was just going to go on as normal. A lot of us never left the city. Well, I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why Hurricane Katrina was a blessing for the 16th anniversary. Stay tuned.
Jamal, man, this beat is crazy.
What's up, my people? Welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Blake. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. This is the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, and I'm gonna give you 5 reasons on why Katrina was a blessing. Now, for me to tell you a little bit about my story, my family, we didn't really leave New Orleans other than going to Pensacola and going to see my grandma in Savannah. Like me going to New York, going to LA, going to Miami, which is where I'm recording this video right now. Like that wasn't even a thing. Like New Orleans had everything we needed, and I'm sure if you're from the city and you can remember before Katrina, you could relate to this. So, but the blessing in Katrina happening was it created new opportunities, and like it showed me life outside of New Orleans because everybody's looking at the world through their lens, and until you change your environment, you're not able to get a different world view, get a different point of view of the world. And we went to Knoxville, Tennessee, and for 2 years, I got to see a different way of life. I got to see things from like that people really have never been to New Orleans. Like I would be so surprised when I would find somebody that's never been to New Orleans, and being able to just look at life and be like, damn, people really just go about their daily lives. They talk different than me. Like they talk, everybody said they talk country, and then, being displaced, and then it felt like you just never could have known that was going to happen because literally a week later we thought everything was all good just a week ago. So that's the first thing with new opportunities. The second thing is just having a different perspective, and I kind of leaned on that initially, but let me explain. So growing up, I went to an all-black school from pre-K through 7th grade, and 8th grade is when Katrina hit. So I had 1 week of 8th grade in New Orleans, and then the rest of the 8th grade was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And it was a predominantly white school. And so like going from that and being in school in New Orleans, like washing my hands with water and toilet paper, then to going to a school where they had all the resources where you can use soap and paper towels and water to wash your hands instead of just water and toilet paper. Like I just think about that and just how people's parents just had certain things and they would invite you over and we would be cooking s'mores in the backyard and just doing stuff that white people love to do. And so I had a lot of white friends, and it's like it was a culture shock for me, but it helped me so much when I went to LSU because I can communicate with anybody no matter who they are, and I didn't have to change who I was, because I see a lot of people, they change who they are based on who they're talking to. I'm the same dude no matter if I'm talking to my mom, if I'm talking to one of my homies out in the street, or if I'm talking to a girlfriend or something. Like it doesn't matter. I would be the same person regardless on who I'm talking to. The third blessing about Katrina happening was you had a great appreciation for the city. Like when I would run into someone that wasn't from New Orleans, it would feel like I knew them my whole life just because we had that commonality of New Orleans. We had the culture, we had the food, we had the saints, we had the music, and just the people. Like there's a certain type of person that's from New Orleans, and when you meet someone out of town that's from New Orleans, you automatically have that like you just click with them. Same thing happens to me in Atlanta all the time. Like if I find a New Orleans restaurant and the owners are from New Orleans, or if I'm like just traveling somewhere and I meet somebody from New Orleans. I met one of my best friends, shout out to Philip. I was in Mississippi, he had on a Saints shirt, and we've been friends ever since. And that just happened from us checking in a hotel and him having on a Saints shirt. We just had that common ground. So people from New Orleans just have that, right? The fourth thing is preparation. I think like growing up, there were so many hurricanes that came through. I can't name them, but we would never leave. Hurricane Katrina was the only hurricane we left for. And when I think about it, it's like we never want to be caught down bad like that again. So you get a generator. You make sure that you have a rental property in another state. You make sure that you have somewhere to go. You make sure that you have your gas tank on full. You make sure you have just all these different backups for the backups. So that way you will never even if the levees break, you have a plan. And I think that preparation people from New Orleans have, especially around this time, because we know what we're up against, right? So preparation, preparation, preparation is key. You'll never lead to a poor performance like we did back in '05. And the last one is just resilience, man. Like everybody I know from New Orleans just has that chip on their shoulder. They're, for the most part, they're go-getters. They don't like to take no for an answer. We're fighters. We'll fight anybody. We're not gonna let nobody play with us. And I think that like having that resiliency as a city and just as a culture means a lot. Because even if something comes through, Ida's on the way. If Ida comes through and does something crazy to the city, we will rebuild. We will be back. Now, not for everybody. Some people didn't come back for Katrina, so there's gonna be some attrition. Some people are not gonna come back this time. But I just think that like those are 5 blessings that Katrina has, because I know so many people focus on the negative stuff Katrina did, but these are 5 things that have really been a blessing for me in my life, and I'm sure you could relate to at least 3 of them. So comment below which one you relate to, and if you feel like it, just drop your Katrina story, like, cause it's that time of year. Like that definitely was the worst natural disaster in American history, and it'll go down as something that always be able to tell my kids I survived. And it seemed like yesterday, man. I was 13 years old, not in a RAV4, in a 4Runner, going up to the Delta in Mississippi, then going over to Knoxville. So definitely wouldn't trade the experience for nothing, because I was headed down a terrible path in life, and I'm glad I was able to get out of it by turning it around with Katrina. So make sure you comment below, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.